We see signatures on company documents pretty much every day, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about what they actually mean? I mean, a simple scrawl of a name can lock a company into a multi-million-dollar deal or a 10-year promise. That signature, that's real power. So today, we're going to dig into who really gets to wield that power and how the whole system makes sure they're the right person for the job.
This all boils down to a really basic, kind of weird problem with how companies work. Legally speaking, a company is a person. But think about it. This person has no brain to think with, no hands to sign a contract. It's this powerful thing that, on its own, can't do anything at all. It's totally inert.
Right, so if a company is basically just an idea on paper, how does it actually function in the real world? How does it make promises that stick or sign those critical deals we were talking about? Obviously, there has to be a system, a set of rules for this.
And of course there is. It's a very specific, very formal system that's designed to solve this exact problem. It's like the official rule book that makes it crystal clear who has the authority to act for the company, and, maybe even more importantly, who doesn't.
And that whole system is built around one thing, the commercial register. The best way to think about it is as the ultimate public source of truth for who has power in a company. It's a database that says, with total legal certainty, which specific people have the right to sign and bind the company. When it comes to authority, what the register says goes. It's the final word.
The best way to really get a feel for how this works is to see it in action. So let's play a quick game to test your intuition. We'll call it the game of corporate power.
All right, let's meet our players for today. First up, in purple, we have the board president. They have an individual signature, which means they can sign things all by themselves. In green, we have another board member, but critically, they have no official signing power listed. In blue, the HR director. They're in management and have a collective signature, meaning they need someone else to sign with them. And finally, in orange, an HR employee from the staff with no registered signature at all. Got it? Let's play. Okay, first up, the company needs a new e-banking login for someone. This means signing a formal request form with the company's bank. Looking at our 4 players, who do you think has the legal authority to do this? And the answer is the president and the HR director. Now, why them? Well, because asking for a bank login is a formal, legal action that binds the company. It's a big deal. You need someone with actual signing power, listed in that official rulebook, the commercial register. The president, with their individual signature, can do it alone. The HR director can too, but they'd need to find a partner to co-sign with them. Okay, let's try another one. This is something that happens all the time. Somebody needs to order new pens and paper online. Who gets to click buy? Is this the same kind of decision as the last one? Now, this answer might actually surprise you. Almost everyone. The president, the HR director, and even the HR employee can place that order. But why? Because ordering office supplies is just a routine, day-to-day operational task. It doesn't create some huge legal commitment, so it doesn't require that special registered signing power. The only person left out is our board member, because they're not involved in the company's daily operations. Okay, last one, and I'll admit, this is a tricky one that trips a lot of people up in the real world. The mail carrier shows up with a registered letter. Who can sign the little device to accept it for the company? And the answer is, we're back to only those with official signing power, the president and the HR director. You might just think it's just a piece of mail, but legally a registered letter is an official document. Accepting it is a formal, legally significant act. It has the same kind of weight as signing a contract, so it needs the same kind of authority.
So you've seen how the game plays out. Now let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual rules of the game, the core principles that decided all of those answers.
Okay, the most important idea to get here is the difference between 2 kinds of power, strategic and operational. Think of it like this. The board of directors has strategic power. They work outside the company box, setting the big picture direction, like deciding to build a new factory. Management and employees are inside the box. They have operational power, which is all about running the day-to-day business. And this is where it all clicks into place. That registered signature we've been talking about, that is the official tool for making operational decisions. It's the legal key that lets management act and make promises for the company in its everyday business. But that leads to a really fascinating final question. If the commercial register is the official rulebook, then who has the power to change the rulebook? Who can decide to give someone signing power or take it away? So here's how that top-level power structure works.
First, only members of the board of directors, the hot direction, can change the register. That's it. Now, the standard rule is that you need two of them signing together to make a change. But, and this is a huge but, there's an exception. If a board member has been given that special individual signing power, like our president from the game, they can change the register all by themselves. That right there is the ultimate level of corporate authority. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? When you boil it all down, it really comes to a very simple but incredibly powerful idea about what a signature truly is.
It's really this. A signature isn't just an action. It's not just some ink on a piece of paper. When it's made by someone with the right authority, that signature is the company's legal promise. It's their bond, made real for the entire world to see.
So here's what you've got to remember. First, signing authority is a specific legal power. It doesn't just come with a fancy job title. Second, that power is only officially defined by one thing: the commercial register. That is the final word. And finally, really understanding this difference is what protects both you and your company from making some pretty big mistakes. So I'll leave you with a final thought to take with you. The next time you see a contract or a form being signed where you work, ask yourself, do I really know who holds the legal power to make that promise? Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.